The Mega Man Zero games take place a century after the L4s. So if you haven't seen part 2 yet, you should go do that right now and then come back. Last time I'm gonna warn you. CL and the Resistance seek the legendary hero Zero, but are pursued by Neo-Arcadian forces. They find the ruins where Zero is sealed and awaken him. Zero is disturbed to learn that Reploids suffer horrific oppression and at the hands of a maniacal leader, who is none other than his former partner, X. Zero helps the Resistance fight X's forces, including the 4 Guardians, to liberate the Reploids. Those 4 Guardians are Harpuya, Leviathan, Fafnir, and Phantom. After Neo-Arcadia attacks the Resistance base, CL confesses that the ruler of Neo-Arcadia is not X, but merely an imperfect replica of him, created after he mysteriously disappeared. Once an energy crisis hit, this copy X began executing Reploids in order to reduce energy consumption and preserve the humans. Zero infiltrates Neo-Arcadia, defeating the 4 Guardians again and escaping Hidden Phantom's kamikaze attack. He then defeats Copy X, but almost perishes in the resulting explosion. The original X appears as a cyber elf, whisking him away to the wilderness, where Zero faces a never-ending army of Neo-Arcadian forces. 1 year has passed since Zero defeated Copy X. Ever since, he has wandered the desert fighting Neo-Arcadians until he falls unconscious and is miraculously returned to the Resistance. He learns that Sage Harpuya and the remaining Guardians have assumed control of Neo-Arcadia in the place of Copy X. CL plans to focus on solving the energy crisis that first caused such tension, leaving command of the Resistance to a Reploid named El Piso. However, El Piso tries defeating Neo-Arcadia by force, leading to the failure of Operation Righteous Strike. Afterwards, El Piso resorts to using the Dark Elf to defeat Neo-Arcadia. Using the Baby Elves, El Piso breaks into Yggdrasil and destroys the original X's body, unleashing a Dark Elf. Cyber Elf X informed Zero of the Dark Elf's original form as the Mother Elf before she was corrupted by a man named Dr. Weil. With the Dark Elf free, a mysterious voice calls for Omega. Also, Zero just kills El Piso, and then after El Piso dies, he just turns into a Cyber Elf. In the 2 months after El Piso's defeat, CL completed the CL system and formed an unofficial truce between the Resistance and Neo-Arcadia. Suddenly, a mysterious spacecraft crashes, wherein Zero encounters a seemingly invincible Reploid called Omega. Soon after, a resurrected Copy X takes Neo-Arcadia back from Harpuya, and Dr. Weil introduces himself as his advisor. Copy X and Weil challenge the Resistance to a race to capture the Dark Elf, ending the truce. Zero then faces the 8 gentle judges. Once the Dark Elf is located in a populated area, Weil and Copy X launch a missile containing Omega so he can capture her. Zero fails to stop the missile thanks to the Baby Elves, and Omega absorbs the Dark Elf. Zero is forced to retreat with a disgraced Harpuya. Copy X offers Resistance amnesty in exchange for the CL system, but CL refuses to trust them, which prompts Neo-Arcadia to attack. Zero retaliates and faces Copy X again. However, Copy X is suddenly betrayed and killed by Dr. Weil, who assumes total control of Neo-Arcadia. Though Dr. Weil and the Dark Elf infused Omega now dominate Neo-Arcadia, Zero works with X to infiltrate Weil's lab and defeat Omega. However, out of Omega's remains emerges a Reploid resembling Zero. Weil declares that this is his original body and that Zero has been using a copy the whole time. Zero overcomes Omega, and X and the Guardians arrive as backup. Zero accepts that he must kill Omega regardless of his body's true state. Omega explodes, knocking Zero unconscious and killing the Guardians. In a vision, Zero parts with X as the latter fades into cyberspace forever. The Dark Elf returns Zero to the Resistance base, and with Weil's curse broken, she reverts to the Mother Elf once again. Not long after the battle with Omega, humans began fleeing Dr. Weil's brutal Neo-Arcadia. Zero rescues a caravan from Neo-Arcadian forces, and their leader Niji explains that they plan to live in Area Zero, the last known habitable area outside Neo-Arcadia. Soon afterwards, Zero learns of a plot by Kraft, Weil's new enforcer, to destroy Area Zero in Operation Ragnarok. He sets out to thwart Kraft and the Einhajar plots, in the process learning of Kraft's history with Niji that complicates his loyalty to Weil. In reality, the Einhajar are only a distraction to occupy Zero while Dr. Weil finishes his secret weapon, the Space Cannon Ragnarok. Kraft aboard Ragnarok has a change of heart and aims Ragnarok's laser at Neo-Arcadia, instead to kill Weil. CL and the Resistance try to evacuate the city while Zero teleports into Ragnarok to stop the laser. Unfortunately, he can't reach Kraft in time, and Neo Arcadia is annihilated along with millions of civilians. Zero kills Kraft, and Weil is assumed to have perished. However, Ragnarok remains operational and suddenly falls toward Area Zero. Zero infiltrates Ragnarok again to discover that Weil survived the laser thanks to the regenerative armor. Weil believes he will survive the crash too, but Zero fights to the bitter end and completely annihilates both Weil and Ragnarok before it can impact. On Earth, CL and the survivors see Ragnarok's explosion and realize Zero did not escape. CL promises to make the world a peaceful place for humans and Reploids without him, but deep inside believes that Zero is still alive out there. The last scene shows a crater with the remains of Zero's helmet. Soon after, the humans and Reploids rebuild Area Zero and start settling in it. After the destruction of Ragnarok, a guy named Albert studied the remains of Ragnarok. Fascinated by its biomechanical power, Albert used the remains to create Model W, a biometal with the potential to control the world. However, it required vast negative energies first, so Albert stored Model W underground and let its influence cause maverick outbreaks to foster fear and hatred to consume. The world developed a government called Leigon, led by the Sage Trinity, Master Thomas, Master Mikkel, and Master Albert. To avoid discrimination, Leigon established equality laws. Every human of age would visit the Leigon HQ to become cyborg humanoids, while every Reploid would visit to gain a limit on their lifespan similar to humans. In the process, Master Albert secretly sought suitable users for Model W, infusing those he deemed worthy with his DNA to make them Mega Men. Additionally, the world was classified into two areas, the Inner Peace and the Maverick-infested Outlands. CL established the Guardians to find the source of the Maverick outbreaks. One day, her research team discovered Model W. Serpent, who was made a Mega Man, fell to its influence and killed the team to escape with a fragment of Model W. CL survived and went into hiding. Fearing Model W's potential, CL sealed the core within Area M and created 6 of her own biometals, each based on a legendary hero in hopes of countering it. Prairie took CL's place as leader of the Guardians. Around this time, Master Albert began perpetuating a game of destiny via 2 Reploid siblings, Prometheus and Pandora. These tortured twins would inform Mega Men of the game of destiny, urging them to serve Model W and compete for its power. With his shady past hidden, Serpent established Slither Inc. Using ancient technology stolen from the Guardians, he solved an energy crisis and offered defense against Mavericks, becoming revered as a national hero. He also met Prometheus and Pandora, who got him to join the game of destiny and seek the Model W core. The Guardians discovered Gyro could Mega Merge with Model Z, revealing the existence of Mega Men. Gyro started the Gyro Express as a way to travel the world and monitor Maverick attacks and hopefully find more Mega Men like himself. 10 years before Mega Man ZX, Vent and Ale visited the amusement park with their mother in Area H. It came under the attack of Mavericks, and Vin and Ale were separated from their mother. After the chaos, they were taken in by Gyro. While seeking the Model W core, Serpent discovered Model H, Model L, Model F, and Model P, splitting their power amongst 8 pseudo-droids to enforce his secret crusade. He created most of them, but recruited the others. Gyro Express is hired to deliver a package to the Guardians, but they are attacked by Mavericks. Vent and Ale is separated from Gyro, ending up at near the rendezvous point, where Prairie and the Guardians are also under attack. To save them, Vent and Ale uses the package, the Biometal X, to Mega Merge. After defeating the Mavericks, Vent and Ale joins the Guardians to use Model X to find Gyro. Vent and Ale reunites with Gyro, discovering he is the user of Model Z and secretly already a Guardian. Shortly after, a city comes under attack by Mavericks, so Vent and Ale and Gyro rush to the scene. However, Gyro is overpowered by Serpent, Prometheus, and Pandora. Serpent brainwashes Gyro using Model W, forcing him to fight Vent and Ale. Afterwards, Serpent kills Gyro and departs to let the Mavericks clean up. Desperate, Vent and Ale double Mega Merges with Model Z to create Model ZX and escapes. Vent and Ale returns to the Guardians and plans to liberate the 4 other biometals held by Serpent's forces. They hunt the pseudo-droids working for Slither Inc., in turn recruiting Models H, L, F, and P. After defeating 4 pseudo-droids, Serpent sends Prometheus and Pandora to assault the Guardian base, but Vent and Ale repels them. Once all 8 pseudo-droids are defeated and all 4 biometals are complete, Vent and Ale uses their passwords to open the seal and reach Model W. However, Pandora intervenes and allows Serpent to exact the core. Vint and/or Ale infiltrate Slitherink's office to stop him, but their hatred for Serpent is used as the final key to awaken the Model W core. Despite this, the 6 biometals urge Vint and/or Ale to protect what they love, and they defeat Serpent and Model W. Serpent dies and Model W is apparently destroyed. After the explosion, Vint and/or Ale is visited by the Cyber Elf of Giro, who urges them to continue fighting for peace. They then reunite with Prairie and the Guardians, promising to work for a better future. With Slither Inc. defunct, many seek to take the company's place, starting an era of excavation known as the Tech Rush. There were 2 major factions: the Hunters Guild, a Legion-sanctioned syndicate working for the good of mankind, and the Raiders, an illegal syndicate operating purely out of greed. Prometheus and Pandora steal models H, L, F, and P from the Guardians. They deliver the biometals to the 4 Mega Men: Aeolus, Thetis, Atlas, and Cyranak. They recruit them into the game of destiny. 4 years and 8 months after Serpent's defeat, the Raiders obtain Model A. This attracts the Hunters Guild and Prometheus and Pandora, leading to the events of Mega Man ZX Advent. Unlike Vint and Ale, Gray and Ash have different backstories. Gray is an amnesiac reploid who awakens from a capsule and is awakened by parent Pandora, while Ash is a humanoid in the Hunters Guild who is attacked by Prometheus during a mission. Either way, they fall unconscious and awaken in the Hunters camp. Gray and/or Ash board a train to deliver Model A to Legion HQ. The train is attacked by Prometheus and Pandora's Mavericks, but Gray and/or Ash unexpectedly mega-merge with Model A and repel them. They then get attacked by one of the Mavericks but destroy them, and learn about A-Trans. They encounter Aeolus, Thetis, Atlas, and Cyranak, along with the group of pseudo-droids working with them. After they rescue Raiders from Atlas to repair the train, they unlock a cipher in Model A that reveals the power of Model W. With the train fixed, Gray and/or Ash travels to Legion HQ, finding the city under attack by Maverick. There they fight Cyranak, who unlocks a cipher revealing that one of the Sage Trinity created Model W. Upon reaching the Sage Trinity, Gray and/or Ash discovers Master Albert is the culprit and is in league with the rival Mega Man, but he escapes. Master Thomas orders them to stop Albert's plans. Gray and/or Ash face more pseudo-droids and the other Mega Men while hunting Model Ws. They come across Vint and/or Ale, and come to blows before realizing they both seek to destroy Model W. They team up to locate Albert, and Gray and/or Ash infiltrates his base to witness Prometheus and Pandora kill him to escape his control. However, the pair's century of hatred for Albert reawaken the Model Ws, and Albert appears in a true body. Gray and/or Ash escapes while the Model Ws merge into Ouroboros. Gray and/or Ash and Vint and/or Ale use the Guardian base to infiltrate Ouroboros. Vint and/or Ale fights the 4 rival Mega Men, while Gray and/or Ash faces Albert, who reveals that Gray is his creation, and Ash is his descendant. Undeterred, Gray and/or Ash destroys Albert and falls unconscious. With Ouroboros crumbling, Model Z holds off the Mega Men, while Vint and/or Ale saves Gray and/or Ash. Model W apparently destroyed, Gray and/or Ash bids Vint and/or Ale farewell and moves on to write their own stories. However, in the secret ending, Master Thomas reveals to Dr. Mikhail that he has plans for their leftover human bodies and Reploid data from the Legion's quality procedures. While he disagreed with Albert's methods, he agrees that the world must be reset. We would have gotten a continuation of the story, but the game Mega Man ZXC got cancelled.